It is time for a mini set, and wow, are we going to be getting this mini set fast. It feels like it's been quite a while since Hearthstone has done this, but today, Thursday, they just announced the mini set, and it's coming out next week. No week and a half, no even full week between announcement and release for us to play with the cards. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the mini set. This is called the Ma and Disorder mini set. I love the references. Immediately you think law and order, but it's the Ma and Disorder. Apparently Sylvanas is being brought before the jailer to answer for her crimes, which apparently there are a lot of. But the mini set will be launching August 27th. That is Tuesday. 35 cards like we've been seeing. The same kind of typical distribution of rarities that we're used to. 4 legendaries, 1 epic, 14 rares, 16 commons, and you can open them in the Murder at Castle Nathria packs. So if you have packs that you've been saving, or if you want to buy the packs to open the cards, that's where you'll get them. Or they will have the option, like they've had in the past, to get the mini set for either 2,000 gold in game or 1,500 runestones, which is the equivalent of $15 US. Very similar to what it's been. Basically, that did stay the same, but you can get it for the in-game gold as well, which is wonderful. There's also an all golden version that you can get. There is a whole list. I'll post the blog post in the description as well. You can glance through all of the release reveal dates and times that they have posted as well. Basically, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going to be coming out with a lot of stuff either day or every single day up until the release, and then it launches on Tuesday. So yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, those 5 days. 5 days of intense reveals, it seems like, and they even kind of have it split up between a legendary and then a warlock rogue. It's very detailed, other than actually telling the card, but we do also have 4 cards, speaking of that. So taking a look at the 4 cards that we do have here, we have Murder Accusation, a 2 mana, I believe this is a rogue spell. Choose a minion, destroy it after another enemy minion dies. So pretty interesting. They can play this, choose a minion, and maybe they choose one of your minions as the opponent. They can trade into it and then, or trade into a different minion and then kill your minion off that way. But since it says choose a minion, they could choose one of theirs, maybe work in with death rattles, something like that. So it feels very flexible, very interesting. I might see people, I maybe can expect to see people playing this in like a death rattle version, but I'm not sure exactly where it fits yet. Then we have a Druid Nature spell. It's a 2 mana, due process. For the rest of the game, players draw an extra card at the start of their turn. This one is really interesting. You both get the effect, and it's for the rest of the game. So once it's played, there's no removing the minion or countering the spell and it going away. Once it's played, it's there. Very interesting. Also, the fact that it is a rare means there can be 2 copies of the card in the deck. So this could be played twice, meaning that players would draw an extra 2 cards at the start of the turn, meaning start of turn would be 3 cards drawn before any other effects or anything else. Could lead to some overdraw and burn style decks potentially. I'm really curious to see this one, but it's a nature spell, so it will get discovered and possibly created as well off of some other cards that find nature spells. So be aware of that once that is in game. Then it looks like we have 2 shaman cards here. Both of them are 1 mana spells. First, we have Totemic Evidence. Actually, it's really the same card, but they act as 2 different cards. But we have Totemic Evidence. The first part is to choose a basic totem and summon it. And if you infuse 3 totems. This is really interesting. We know the infuse effect already is having a specific number of minions die, but this one is actually infuse and specifies it has to be 3 totems that have died, and then you get all 4 basic totems instead. So the first card is the first part of it where you would just get a basic totem, and then if you've infused it, it becomes the infused part of the card where you get to play it and you summon all 4 basic totems. So maybe Totem Shaman getting a little more support. I don't know if this is going to be enough for it to still be like a competitive deck in Standard. I have heard that Totem Shaman is much more popular in Wild, so maybe that's a thing. But at least in Standard, I don't think that this is maybe quite enough on its own. I'm definitely curious to see what other cards. Obviously, this is only 3 of the 35 cards that are coming, so maybe there's another card that can help with that support as well. We're going to find out in the next handful of days. But that is what we have for now. Again, very interesting. There's going to be reveals all through the next several days, and even some mercenary stuff actually on Monday. Seems like a lot of mercenary stuff Monday and patch notes. So there might be a little something else in there. I don't think we'll get any sort of balance changes for Standard, but if there are going to be any other tweaks or adjustments, that patch notes on Monday, the day before the expansion, is where we will see those. So thank you for checking out this video. Stay tuned over the next handful of days for more videos on these cards. Let's talk about them. Talking about new cards is always a ton of fun. As these cards come out, if there's decks you want to see me play, absolutely let me know in the comments or in the next videos. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the mini set.